Trying to beat that rain. What? Let them know. Never mind, yo, need you to go. Take the snow of the 150. See Joe, get that. Come back with that. We can split that. Get back. Papa L, forget that. You with that? Is he with me or what? Give me a Sonny's wanna give me the what? How's it going down? On till it's gone and I got to know now. Yo, yo, yeah. Look at the move, cause he's smooth. With the loop. What but she does? Get the do. I need to cut those tags, man. All right, everybody. Let's make sure that it's on there, that it's locked on there. All right, so this is the first attempt, the first time with GP shift. I'm gonna see how it goes. First time with GP shift, not bad. Smoother than I thought, We're actually trying to beat the rain a little bit. Still feels a little weird. I ain't gonna lie, it feels a little weird. It feels a little weird because, I don't know. It just feels like stomping down. Just feels a little strange. Gonna kind of ride into the gap a little bit. We're gonna ride into the rain. Probably should avoid that, but should we? I think we're gonna check it out. Like I said, it's supposed to feels a lot better though. I can tell you that. It does feel better. It does feel good. See, I just got to get used to my foot resting in a different position. That's all it really is. I'm so used to keeping your foot anchored underneath the peg so you can lift up that it feels a little weird when it's just sitting on the peg. I feel like I got to hover it a little bit and not push down on it unless I actually want to shift. Oh, but it's so much easier. Listen to that. Without you, baby, I don't see nothing. Without you, the heart is stop beating. Man, it's nasty. I like it. That feels really, really good. Still trying to keep remembering to keep my foot on top. It's such a natural habit to put my foot right underneath the peg. I also had to change my camera placement because I almost lost the camera. Now I am definitely going to be switching to a more professional system. But I'm not gonna spend the close to $300 for it just yet. And not just yet. And the reason being is because taking the bike back to the shop. I'm taking the bike back to Steadfast. They're going to be putting the bells and whistles on this thing, and that's going to run me $300. You know, I don't have the tools just yet. Oh, the shifts are so much smoother. Oh, it's so nice. It's gonna run me $300. well worth it in my opinion. I trust the shop. You know, I've only had one person so far that doesn't like Steadfast Performance, and they didn't have such a good experience. In my experience, I was dealing with a shop that I thought was pretty good. I believe his name is Chris. He runs Precision Motorworks or whatever, and he did pretty good. I just was not expecting, when I had my exhaust done by him, I was under the impression that he was going to be welding, installing my slip-on with I thought he was going to be doing that with I thought he was going to be doing that shit with my, like, welding. I asked him when I originally got it when I originally got, actually, you know what? We're gonna go talk about it real quick. Finding neutral is pretty easy. So originally when I got this exhaust, it was like a Frankenstein, right? I got the Voodoo headers, which honestly, I don't even know if it was Voodoo headers. I think they were Acura headers. When I looked at the Voodoo headers, they just didn't look the exact same. And the guy doesn't even remember what they were. He said that he thought they were Voodoo, but he went with a full Acura exhaust. So I picked it up from him, and then I bought the M4 slip-on, if you guys remember, if you look at the videos. And this area right here, he did not, it doesn't move anymore because he tightened it down really, really good. And it's got a cone in there so it doesn't leak exhaust, which is fine. But I told him and I expected him to actually weld it. I wanted it welded, clamped, and welded. But, you know, he assured me that the donut, that shit wasn't coming out. And it doesn't come out at all. He said it was no leaks and whatnot, but it just wasn't what I was expecting. So, you know, kind of fast forward, I wasn't sure if I wanted to use them again, and that's why I went back to Steadfast to get the Flash. I like what they do over there. I love the shop. I love the bikes that they bring into the shop. It lets me know that they're actually getting business and they're actually doing something right. Now, again, my buddy didn't have a good experience with his dyno tuning. You know, there could be a lot of factors in that that I'm not going to really talk about, because like I said, your bike maintenance, all that stuff plays a part. You know, when you're trying to make these things faster, you're getting dyno tunes and stuff like that. That just means your maintenance is going to go up. And so if you're not taking care of the bike, you know what I mean, you're not going to have a good experience. I'm not saying that was my buddy's experience, but what I am saying is that whenever you try to make anything faster, expect increased maintenance. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have him go in there and take this in. I'm going to get him to do it. He's going to do everything for me. We're going to get this thing lowered, get this thing looking mean, looking real mean, and then I'm going to have him do just the standard service, oil change, all that good stuff. I would preferably like to get this thing flush with engine ice, but you know, we're going to see what it is. He told me $290 bucks. Like I said, I'm going to let him do that, and then just have him do the little maintenance on it. Let's go ahead and get this thing, all the oils and stuff flushed out. But right here, I had to replace and re-put my camera onto the peg here, the passenger peg. It was up here, but it started to fail, and I'm so glad I caught it right away. But yeah, it's gonna be there for now until I get a professional system, like I said. And once we get that, it's gonna be rocking and rolling, man. But this thing is about to transform. I'm super excited. The only other thing that, you know, I don't know. Let's take another ride. We gotta talk about it. Bike is at 200. We gotta cool this thing down. But yeah, so not necessarily a surprise, but I have been talking about it every so often. But I really started thinking about this critically. And I don't know how people are gonna feel about it. Probably not gonna. Nobody even gives a shit. But because we don't have a lot of supporters yet, we have enough that care, that, you know, that watch the channel and that are supporting and whatnot. So might be exciting for them, but I have seriously been considering trading in the Suzuki, right? I have been thinking about it, guys. All right, I've been thinking about it. And honestly, I think what kind of like really made me seriously consider it, which is kind of funny, is my wife's reaction to the Ducati. You know, she doesn't I didn't think she really necessarily paid attention, you know, to stuff like I do, but she pointed out the Ducati without even really knowing what it was, just based on how I described it, because you guys will see in another video, I actually came across another rider not long ago that was on a Ducati. I think he was on a V4. No, I'm sorry. I think it was either a V4. I think it was either a 23 or 24. I think it was a V4, or it might have been a V2. But it looked really good, and I just described it. I was like, I didn't even say it was a Ducati, and she was just like, "Was it a Ducati?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, how would you know?" She's like, "Well, I don't know." And then I went back and I showed her what I thought I saw, and she was just like, she was just like, "Yeah, I don't think most people would kind of know things like that, but," she's like, "they kind of all look the same to me," and stuff like that. So I don't know. Anyways, it was weird, but it was funny. But I just like, I don't know. It was like at that point I was just like, the only other bike on my radar right now is the BMW. But it just really made me think about it. And so I seriously been thinking about the Ducati or the Ducati or the Aprilia. And I'm leaning more towards the Aprilia. If they're gonna get over, they need to fucking get the fuck over. I've been leaning more towards the Aprilia, mainly because it's growing on me. The looks of it is growing on me a lot. The Ducati, look, the Ducati is gonna, here's my dilemma, right? Here's my dilemma. Optimal choice would be the Aprilia factory, the 1100 factory, or the Ducati, the base V4. You know, if I walked in, you know, more than likely